Welcome, Hoops fans, to this afternoon's preseason matchup for Season 2 of the Maritime Women's Basketball Association. As our esteemed announcer, Andy Sharp, goes through the lineups. I'm David Tigley. I'll be joining you here on the live stream all year, hopefully, for the American Women's Basketball Association in Moncton, and I'm thrilled that the Mystics asked me to do this again. I say most of it. There may be some overlap with my one of my other jobs, which is the manager of the men's team in town, the Moncton Motion. And we got our guys out here today to cheer on the Mystics. And this is exciting for me. I'm so happy to be involved in the Maritime Women's Basketball Association again for year 2. And we'll break now for the anthems, and we'll talk to you after that. And a hand for Bethany. I was going to mention that too on our from Andy Sharp shouts her up for her performance in Jesus Christ Superstar lately in the Tatra Escouette here in Moncton. And she's, of course, married to Matt Robinson, one of the coaches for our motion as well. So connections, basketball all over the place as Andy Sharp introduces the visiting Fredericton Freeze, who have done me a gigantic favor this year by making their uniforms, at least maybe the preseason uniforms, I don't know, much clearer numbers on the back for this old man from the top of the stands. And I'll break now here as he introduces the Mystics. Andy making the fans rise to introduce the Mystics. There you have it, fans. The starting lineup for this tip-off of the second season are your Mystics and the Freeze, and we're ready to tip off, and this one's going to be fun. Mystics have reloaded with some additional talent that they've added. The name that sticks out to most people, I'm sure, will be Leah St. Pierre, but Leonie Elbert, she's going to step in and help out, and this is a much deeper, a little bit more youthful, a little bit more athletic Mystics team. You can tell already. Little false start here. Putting the balls away. One was rolling across the floor. And jumping for your Mystics will be Abby Miller, coming off a great all-Canadian season with the with the Mount Allison Mounties. Pleasure to announce for the Mounties as well as Tamwine up and down for two. Ava Tamwine, super talented forward for these Frees. It's going to be a good matchup, her and Abby Miller. But at the other end, Abby's matched up with somebody different, and that's Robbie Daly checking her and able to force a miss on the reverse out of Abby and back on the Frees. So one Daly to another. And that is Katie McAfee. Had a really good season for the Frees last year. Tamwine now, surveying the landscape. A little handoff to McAfee. Long, good box out there by the Mystics. And secured by Leah St. Pierre. On the attack on the way, a beautiful spin. Oh, doesn't get it to go, but she's going to go to the line. Leonie Elbert. Whew. Now you see me, now you don't. That was a quick spin. We had a pretty nice crowd out here on the first really beautiful Saturday afternoon of the year. Still got a pretty good crowd out here. Few hundred people in the stands watching this preseason matchup as Albert knocks in the first free throw. And up and in for two. Tie on the score. Out comes Katie Daly. A common name that you'll hear being uttered today between players and coaching staff. Little dribble handoff to Leah Corby. She's going to get to the lane. Her floater is up and good. Now the fan favorite, Kelly Lass, going to attack the ageless wonder. St. Pierre now. St. Pierre is going to be tough for anybody to handle. Tamwine does a great job on her. Forces the miss. The fight for the rebound, and the Frees come out with it. It is Robbie Daly now. If she's under pressure, she's going to have to get rid of it, and she does. Good ball movement by the Frees. Tamwine, hand in her face. Good closeout by Miller, but Tamwine follows her own miss. Almost knocked away by Vass. It's going to be a long three by Robbie. Rebounded by Jenna Jones, double J. Oh, and a good pressure there from Leah Corby, forcing a turnover out of Elbert. So Mystics stuck 4-2 here early. Good refereeing trio for this preseason game here as well. Veteran crew. So everything's on point here in Moncton for the first exhibition game for the Mystics. A nice move and soft touch, but just a little too strong by Corby. But again, Tamwine crashing the boards and forcing the ball out off of the Mystics, and the Frees retain possession. Nice little elevator play. Oh, well guarded by St. Pierre, but Daly was able to get it and then get it inside, back out to Daly, inside out, in and out, and bodies flying everywhere. It looks like a travel. No, it's going to be a trip they're going to call. Looks like they're going to call double J. They are. I didn't know whether she just lost her balance and tripped over Jenna Jones. The referee saw it as the trip. Another attempted elevator play cut off nicely by the Mystics, and they force a turnover on the out-of-bounds play. Good communication there between Vass and Miller and St. Pierre. Oh, and a forced turnover there. Nicely done by Corby. Her defense is a difference maker early. Forcing a couple turnovers from the normally dependable Mystics backcourt here. Normally sure-handed. Tamwine is going to try another long jumper, and she's going to get the roll. Tamwine came to play. Knocks down a couple. Falling down was Corby. Mystics had numbers, couldn't take advantage as Corby got back to disrupt that attempt from Double J inside to Abby Miller. Was a little bit too much heat behind it. Miller couldn't collect, but Jones did a good job getting on the ball. Forcing a new retaining possession, pardon me. Katie butts in for the Frees. Some of these players are new to me. Names are familiar, but as the regular season gets underway, we'll have more I'll have more of a scouting report on these girls that are new to the league. Oh, nice move inside by Albert again. St. Pierre, a couple of chances to go in this possession. Didn't get the turnaround in the first shot of the possession. Couldn't get the layup there. Being well defended here by the Freeze between Tumwine and Butts. Making life difficult on St. Pierre early. Abby Miller's going to pop that one. She can make it, and she does. Abby Miller, underrated part of her game, that perimeter shot. She's so tough inside. That's a plethora of moves she can go to in the post, but she can make that, especially off the dribble. She's comfortable. She gets that into that rhythm off one or two dribbles. Vass harassing McAfee off the screen. McAfee, that's going to be an offensive. It is, yeah. Vass going chest to chest, and McAfee with the discard. Getting called for it. It is Grace Simpson now for the Freeze. Mystics are riding with their starters here so far. That was a solid press break there, and all the way goes Vass. We're gonna call that a pass. It's Abby Miller up and in for two. I'll be generous, Kelly. I'll give you the assist on that. But Abby Miller, good hand. She's always funny how the ball always seems to find Abby in the right spot underneath the hoop. Funny about that, eh? Gotta be good to have. Oh, nice rotation from Jenna Jones. Defensively, good hands though by Katie Daly. And then Jones got caught reaching one too many times. And Daly's gonna go to the line for two free throws. So now here come the first subs. Kylie Balser in along with Emily Briggs and Darcy Engelhardt. Kylie Balser and Emily Briggs, I've called a lot of their action this year. A couple of really solid guards out of Crandall. I love about these two is they play super hard all the time. Briggs and Balser are going to go at you defensively and offensively constantly. Got to bring a really tough mindset off the bench for the Mystics this year in that guard rotation. And you love to see local players. We got some local players on our motion squad. Mark McLaughlin, whose wife Kelsey is a member of this team, the Mystics as well. And James French, and you love Crandall connection here for the Mystics as well. Briggs down at 8 now on the clock for the Mystics. Elbert's going to have to create step back three from Elbert. Back rim and rebounded and pushed by Jaden Penny on the floor for the Freeze. Oh, nice hands there by Balser, forces to the corner. And a long three attempt by Butts. Boy. Big kid that can shoot like that. Count me in. 11-6 Freeze. Oh, and a good find for Emily Briggs. Can't answer. And rebounded there by Grace Simpson. Another push. This time by McAfee. McAfee hands it off to Butts. Butts, soft touch off the glass. Also trying to find Briggs on the move. Not out of bounds by Jade Petty. Yes, Pierre back in, going to give Abby Miller a break. 13-6, 5:09 on the clock. First quarter. Here in the first exhibition game in this Trimble Gymnasium, Harrison Trimble, which is the home of the Mystics here in town. And such great hosts. Love the fact that Trimble's involved with this team, giving us the gym as to use all season. Good venue for this squad. The second year of this league as it grows. Perfect. These stands will be packed as the summer goes along in the regular season. And oh, nice work out of that out of bounds play. Nice little slip there by Darcy Engelhardt. Intelligent cut. Good find from Elbert. He's going to go to the line for two free throws. Darcy Engelhardt going to the line for two free throws. True on the first. Looking to bring the lead down to 5 here. Deep into the first quarter here of our first exhibition game. 2 for 2 at the line. The lead down to 5 for the Freeze. Well cut off on the baseline there by Briggs. Good look inside to McDonald. Eve McDonald on the floor now for the Freeze for her first minutes. Corby found her, but was able to collect. The ball was bounced to the corner. Now 5 on the clock. Against the clock. Yeah, that's a bailout from Kylie Balser, pardon me. That was going to be a tough shot no matter what. Just want to back up and make her make it. That was going to be a tough one for Jaden Penny, but now she's got 2 free throws. New coach for the Mystics this year, Coach Greg Gould, coached the Mystics last year in the first season. He's joined the Motion as assistant coach for our first season. So an apt replacement, though. Jill Smith, Laura Peterson, the head coach and the assistant coach. Jill is the head coach at Crandall, so it's good kind of symmetry. The head coach of the men's team at Crandall, Todd McKillop, is the coach of the Motion, and Jill, a solid find for this Mystics program. She's doing work college and pro as well. Good work there by Elbert, forces some contact. It's Eve McDonald's first, but intelligent there by Balser, by Elbert, knowing that she's going to get to the line for 2 free throws. Up and in with the first. And Moncton doing work at the line. As our esteemed in-house announcer and Andy Sheriff just said, 6 for 6 from the line. Knocked away there by St. Pierre. She's out there hounding butts. Dribble handoff, and now it's a 3 from Corby. Short, good box out from St. Pierre. The Mystics have numbers. Pull up, St. Pierre, good. That's a familiar sight. Atlantic Canadian Hoops fans. Leah St. Pierre, she is a scorer. Nice skip pass there from Butts. Open 3, but back rim, but nice rebound in there. All 2 hands on it by Corby, but it was knocked away and collected by Moncton. Now Moncton's got numbers again. Not that she needs them. Oh, Leah St. Pierre. Thought she got hit. A little too strong. Back on the Freeze, up 2, 14-12. Oh, that's going to be intercepted. Yeah. Elbert read that one like a book, and she's going to lay it in for 2. Tie the score. Elbert, pardon me, on the lay-in. Oh boy, signals crossed there between Penny and Eve McDonald. McDonald went back door. That's on Penny. I think if you ask her, she'll say the same thing. She's clapping her hands there. If Eve's gonna, on Eve McDonald, she started to go back door. It was there. She cut off her cut. That's on her. I think she knows it. Another good penetration. Too strong this time from Elbert. And a rebounding foul there on Eric Trakoff. Our first minutes for the Mystics, so everybody's getting in on the act for both teams here. And now, Freeze looking to take that lead back. Renee Goodman, her first minutes. Gets called for the travel. Back to the Mystics. Turnovers leak it into the Freeze game here as we approach the end of the first quarter here. 14 all, 2:48 clock running first quarter here. I'm Dave Tingley on the call. The Maritime Women's Basketball Association preseason matchup. Oh, good position inside by Trakoff. Kicked it out to Miller. Miller's usually good from that 10 to 15 foot range. She's automatic. The 3 has never been quite her game. Doesn't make a lot of 3s. As Tamwine catches a nice little feed there and gets hit again by Trakoff. Tamwine going to go to the line for 2 throws. Tamwine's brother plays Fredericton for the Stu Tommies. John Hickey was a member of the staff the first year, and just being See, he's got a lot on his plate up there, Mr. Hickey does, but shout out to him if he's listening. Hope he is. So he stepped aside, and apt replacement, this coaching staff, Kevin and Colleen Daly and Anthony Ash. Kevin coaches at Fredericton High School as well. Juggernaut of a program for years now. And St. Pierre wheels and deals long, though, off the heel. Rebounded by the Freeze by Simpson. Simpson on the push and the handoff. Daly. And rebounded nicely by Trakoff. Kept it in bounds. Ooh. Tried to hand it to Briggs. Briggs. Look at Briggs get on the floor. That's what I'm talking about. 4 Freeze players looking at the ball. Briggs didn't waste any time. I'm jumping on it. Didn't win possession because it's Freeze ball, but those little things, they count later in games. When you're talking about jump balls, I'm pretty sure the last one was the Mystics. I think this is the right call, the Freeze ball. It is correct, yes. Freeze ball, yep. I just think the arrow wasn't switched. But that's a little thing. Later, the next possession might be later in the game. You might get that ball back. And yeah, I saw Tamwine look at it. A nice close by Miller. Tamwine wanted that one. Look at that kick ahead pass. Oh, just not able to get the soft touch on it was Miller. And then that's another thing. Abby, she's so apt to do. She's so hyped. She makes a mistake sometimes. She doubles down on it by being a little too aggressive defensively every now and then. That happens. You love the energy for. You don't want to rein her in though. That energy is what makes Abby such a good player. But was upset with herself, not able to finish that long pass. Really nice pass from St. Pierre. So 2 free throws here for Robbie Daly. Makes the first. Bass back on the floor, as well as Shannon Uden. Emily Turmel making her first appearance today for the Mystics. So everybody getting in on the act. Turmel, remember this team last year? A lot of holdovers from last year on the Mystics. But the faces they added are going to make this team much more difficult to deal with this year. Turmel inside. She's going to go to work on Tamwine. Nice kick to the corner. That was pretty. A little bit short there. Oh, and the rebound by Butts using that side. Oh, she took a hit there from St. Pierre. St. Pierre didn't like it. Only her first. But she kind of felt like Butts, off balance more than anything else. So it's and Sydney Balser into the game as well for the Mystics. So it's Uden and Balser and Bass, and Turmel and St. Pierre, the 5 for the Mystics, and it's Katie Daly, Robbie Daly, Butts, as she makes both free throws, Tamwine, and Katie McAfee, the 5 for the Freeze. So a little 5-0 run here after the Mystics tied it. Yeah, St. Pierre can't end it. With a Bass on the steal. He's good for how many of those per game? Oh, nice feed, too. Pretty stuff. Oh, Uden blew the layup. She's frustrated with herself on that one. Bass again stepping in, making life difficult. You can always count on Kelly to be a pest for the team opposing ball handler in the backcourt. There she is again, stripping it out of bounds. Staying with the Freeze. And they only got 9 to deal with to see what happens when Kelly's being that aggressive, that disruptive. Oh, she tried to. Boy, that was a rough screen, but nice little play there from the Freeze. They run that elevator play again. Bass got tripped up trying to get through it. St. Pierre again probing into the paint. Good find. Uden with a nice skip pass. Over to, Uden receiving that skip pass. Gets inside to St. Pierre. St. Pierre can't finish. Turmel trying to follow it. Turmel getting on the floor. Coming out with it to the Freeze, though, and pushing is McAfee. 10 seconds left. Will they hold for the final? Maybe not when you got a wide open 3 like that. But Butts should give him a chance here against the clock. 4 now left on the clock. Tamwine, that's going to be a charge, yes. Vass stepping in and taking it on the numbers. Big play by Vass. That would have been big. Tamwine had a potential layup here as the clock expires, but no. Vass taking it right on the chest. Her second drawn charge so far. Only 3 on the clock. And Yowden's going to have to throw it. She does not get it all the way down the floor, and the first period break comes in our first preseason game here for Harrison Tribble, and it's a 21-14 Freeze lead here, a 7-0 run for them to end that first quarter after the Mystics got down early, came back and tied it. So, I want to mention some sponsors here, fans. Community partners have been really generous to the motion as well to these Mystics, and we thank them with all of our hearts. These ones specifically for the Mystics, obviously. Action Fasteners, Burger King, the City of Moncton, Doyle Corporate Image, Discount Flooring, Dr. Jeff and Kim Mowat, Mexicali Roses, the Moncton Basketball Association, Moncton Honda, Rehab One, who do such a great job with taking care of the players here for both the Mystics and the Motion, Rocket Printing, Dr. Tim Wallace, and Toys for Big Boys. And as we did last year, we always want to salute Karen Phytoplankton. They're a proud team founding partner for the Moncton Maritime Women's Basketball Association. The support from them is very important to the organization. We want to thank Maritime Broadcasting System and Eastlink for the league partnerships. And you'll want to get out to these games, fans, if you can, because the Mystics merch and apparel is right at the gym entrance, right next to the canteen. The canteen sells goodies all games, and all that stuff goes to back the league and their good causes as well. So the Maritime Women's Basketball Association wants to thank Cushman and Wakefield Realty Atlantic, Garrison Brewery, Cox and Palmer, and the Maritime Broadcasting System, Dairy Farmers of Canada, and Support for Life for their support of proud league partners. Cox and Palmer is the official legal counsel for the leagues and its teams. And as I mentioned, the Moncton Mystics are pleased to have Rehab One and its professional staff of athletic therapists on hand for all of our home games. For all your get back to action needs, see Rehab One and its team of experts. All right, fans, here we go. Tipping off the second quarter. Mystics came back from 7 points down to tie it once. Let's see if we can do it again. Coming out to start the quarter is Vass and Elbert. Double J back on with her 2 fouls. Abby Miller and St. Pierre. So back to the starting lineup for the Mystics. Tamwine and the Dailies. And McAfee. We'll get the 5th here in a second. St. Pierre still can't quite get on the mark from distance right now. This is that one. Oh, nice move, McAfee, but well done. Good challenge there by Vass. Making sure that was a difficult finish. Butts is the 5th for the Freeze. So finish second line. Oh, that's beauty. Nice pass. The hockey pass. The hockey assist from Jones to St. Pierre. St. Pierre was able to collect it and drop it off for Abby. And she finished inside. She's not going to miss that one. Abby Miller. Switching everything here. Most things out top are the Mystics. Good communication there. Nice pull-up. Long, though, there was Katie Daly and rebounded by St. Pierre. St. Pierre, she's going to try to get all the way to the glass. She does. Forcing a foul there by Butts. Good push from St. Pierre, forcing that action. Getting her body into the bigger Butts. Getting to that line. Leads down to 5, looking to narrow it down. And Butts is going to check out. After that foul, and back in comes Jaden Penny for the Freeze. Long on the first is St. Pierre. And True on the second. So lead down to 4, 8:51 clock running first half. Here's from the Harrison Tribble High Gymnasium. Ooh, shuffled the feet there. Looked like a travel out top. From Daly, no can do. McAfee's going to pop. Coming down. nicely. That was a good play by Superior. No one out of bounds. It's going to stay with the freeze, but Kamwine had position inside of Pierre. Did a smart thing coming over the back, not climbing her back, just tipping that ball to the corner, giving her teammates a chance to run it down. A little too strong, out of bounds, back to the freeze. Kamwine is going to pop again. Short this time. Vass running it down. Oh boy, she turned it over. Intelligent there. Play from Katie Daly. Misses the turnaround, but a rebound inside. Another miss. Vass comes back and cleans it up. Doesn't have numbers. Smart by Vass to get it back to Abby Miller. Abby again. The above the break three, not there. Getting her own rebound. Getting her own rebound again. Miller staying with it. A three. Long. Three by Albert. Woo! From the Avenir Center. Practically. Leonie Alberts. Got that in the gym Steph Curry range out of Leonie. And the lead down to one for the freeze. A little dribble handoff action. Oh boy. That took another shot. Stayed with it. Pestered McAfee into a miss and collected that rebound. The ageless one. Vass, defensively, she is a knockout. Miller. Oh, that's an intelligent pass to Double J. Double J with the long J. And the threes. Get up your umbrellas here on a sunny day in Moncton. It's starting to rain in from the Mystics, and they got a lead, 23-21. 7:10 clock running second quarter here. Double team up top. Finding Penny was McAfee. Little exchange there on open baseline jumper from Robbie Daler. Missed. Oh, good push. Leah St. Pierre gathers it. Long one from Kelly Vass and converts, and the lead is now 4 for the Mystics on run. Big time run here. In the game of runs here in the first half. It's an 11-0 run here for the Mystics. Looking to stop the bleeding here now with the freeze. From Wiener. Oh, nice pass inside. To Katie Daly. Just put enough air under it. Vass was in the way, but use those long arms and Miss Daly. Just threw it right, exactly the right spot. She's going to have 2 free throws, but timeout. A little chat here for the freeze. Like we say, 11-0 run here for the Mystics. Take their biggest lead of the game. And again, fans, this is going to be a fun season. The first season of this league was a success by leaps and bounds. You got to hand it to Shannon Parley and her partners here in Moncton. Too many to mention, but I will mention them later. But Shannon and her partners and the rest of the league have done such terrific work building this league. They were super successful last year. Lots of fans out, lots of enthusiasm, a lot of fun. And this year they're off to a rocket start. They had a little exhibition game in Miramichi I saw earlier in the week. It was a rousing success. We got a good crowd out here for the first exhibition game in Moncton. The fans loved it, and the fans love the quality of the play. I think that's what surprised people last year. There was going to be a lot of, especially in Moncton here, you had a lot of 35-year-old moms playing that hadn't played they played, obviously in women's leagues. Like we got our men's leagues here in town. They got their women's leagues, and they played all the way up through and enjoyed it. But to offer this pro model for the ladies, I think fans were, and they shouldn't have been, but they were pleasantly surprised at the quality of play. Of course the quality of play is going to be high. There's so many good female players in small college and university around here, the AUS. No shortage of them, so of course the quality of play was going to be high, but I think it surprised even the most diehard women's basketball fans in the area. It is tremendously entertaining. These women are skilled. They play super hard. Kamwine misses, but over the top comes Simpson. She can't get it to go either, so a couple more missed opportunities for free. Just can't get the ball to go in the hoop. And a smart play there from Briggs, the push. Leone Albert. So yeah, just the quality of play is so high in this league. It's so much fun to watch. The quality of coaching. So you can already see this year the quality of play is as good as it was last year. Is better this year even, and the quality of coaching goes up. So it's a really exciting time to be a Hopes fan of Moncton with Mystics and the Motion both going at the same time. Our Motion last night almost as a reach in there from Briggs and Freeze. Leah Corby there on the penetration. Check it out on the end line. But our Motion play almost gave the Truro Tide their first loss of the season. Truro last night come from 20 points down. So they'll have a chance to tie the score late. Just wasn't able to close the deal. Smart maneuver that time by the Mystics on that out of bounds. Switching instead of trying to fight through that elevator screen. When I mean the elevator, I've mentioned that a few times. The Frees are trying to run this elevator screen on the sideline. They let their own player run through and then they close the doors like it's an elevator. And that's a moving screen. Yes, well done. Balser, very intelligent. Goes right into the chest of Corby. Corby moves with her. It's a moving screen. So yeah, fans, get out and check out for the live streams. Look online in the Mystics American Women's Basketball Association and for the Motion in the Eastern Canadian Basketball League. Get out and don't just watch these games. Don't just watch your team. Don't just watch Fredericton. Don't just watch Moncton. Watch all the games. Seek them out on the live streams for both of these leagues. And support these pro leagues that are popping up in Eastern Canada. You love your basketball? Support it. Deep three. The sidestep from Albert. Oh, the unlimited range from Leone. The lead back to 6. The answer try there. No good. Rebounded twice inside by the Freeze. Both Goodman and Simpson down there battling for the offensive boards, but Mystics fighting them off. And another long 3 attempt. Oh, just back rim there from Balser. She can make that. She's a good 3-point shooter. So Mystics, you can tell, already going to be able to spread the floor a lot more than they were last year. They had Jenna Jones as a shot maker. They had a couple more. They could make a shot, but they got a lot more this year. The floor is going to be nice and spaced in there for the Abby Millers and the Traykovs and the St. Pierres to do some work inside. You got Balser that could shoot it. You got Briggs, who played last year out of St. John, but this year playing. Love to see her on this team. Love calling Emily. Emily's one of those types of players that the better players she's playing with, and you always respect these types of players. The better players she's playing with, the better she is, and the better she makes other people. That's going to be a third offensive foul drawn by Vass, the specialist. Oh, she's going to lead the league. Any league that she plays in, she's going to lead that league in charges drawn. It's not even close. 6 point is the advantage for the Mystics. We have 4:24 clock running, second quarter here from the Harrison Trimble Gymnasium. Oh, a nice little play out of there, but well read there by Goodman to knock it away. But a good read there by Briggs to get back and knock it away again. Up to Balser. Just couldn't control it. To get out in the break. Balser, though, going to break things down, trying to finish with her left hand. Now a little bit wild there. That was a tough finish. Going to be a tough finish all the way around. Nice find, and McDonald had her feet set for a wide open jumper, but again, the Freeze just ice cold are the Freeze here this first half on the perimeter. Getting a little bit lucky at times are the Mystics, double teaming that ball, and Freeze are moving the ball very well and finding open shooters, but like I say, just can't get them to go so far in this first half. Vass, I think, has a little bleeding issue. She's going to have to go take care of. So Abby Miller going to hop back on the floor. Balser now in the backcourt with Briggs. And Sydney Balser as well back on the floor for the Mystics. Yep. Little spinning attempt in the lane there by Kylie. Yeah, that looked to be. Don't see how that wasn't. Don't see how that wasn't tipped. Yeah, that's an intelligent overturn. Good work by the referees to get together and correct that one. And our cameraman, Al Votour, pointing that out. So if you enjoy the camera work, Al, of course, the husband of Judy, one of the very key members of this Mystics and Maritime Women Basketball Association team. Oh, the handoff. Nicely created there by Kylie Balser. Set up on a platter for Abby Miller, but just a little strong there. Oh, and knocked away there by Balser. Mystics are going to be pests defensively, you can tell. Balser, oh, that's a pretty move. Splitting that defense and laying it in by Grace Simpson. It's St. Pierre now. Over to Briggs. Briggs is going to try a three. She can make that. Yeah. Emily reins it in from distance. And the threes are the difference right now in this game. Moncton making some of theirs. Freeze can't get anything to go from the perimeter, and that's really the story. Oh, nice little look from Tumwine. Good setup from McAfee, and Tumwine gets the roll. Nice work by Katie McAfee. That was a dime right in the shooting pocket to Tumwine. On a good skip. Briggs from the other side. Can she go 2 for 2? No, a little bit long. Follows her own shot, though, and then gets the contact, and she's going to go to the line for 2. Emily Briggs. If the game goes by where Emily Briggs isn't on the floor dealing with floor burn come the end of it, I'm yet to see it, and I've called a bunch of her games the last few years. Briggs to the line for 2. Checking back in is Elbert. Briggs in and out on the first. And talking to Emily after the season at Crandall, she's already involved in coaching with the Moncton Basketball Association, which is a gift for that association. St. Pierre. Oh boy. Missed it and then just went back and got it again in St. Pierre. She's not messing around, just following her own shot every time. And we got a timeout. It's going to go back to the Freeze out of this timeout. 5-point advantage, 2:27 on the clock here. Pardon me, fans, just dealing with a little. All right, we got a little issue here that I'm going to have to deal with at halftime, but no worries, fans. I've returned. My focus is back as the Mystics return to the floor. Back come the Freeze and the Mystics here as we get 2 minutes and 27 seconds left on the clock. Bit of entertaining first half, not a terribly high scoring first half. Freeze have struggled from the perimeter. The Mystics have kind of struggled inside. They've had some layup attempts that haven't gone down. That you expect Abby Miller and Leah St. Pierre to get more touch, a lot more touch on as the season goes on. Andy Sharp doing a stellar job at the table as always. Oh, a little miscommunication under the timeout. But Abby Miller erases all the mistakes, and Leah St. Pierre steps in and takes that ball away, but bothered there as Elbert, though, runs it down in the corner, almost a turnover, but back to, oh, they do turn it back over. Little back and forth action there. Turnovers aplenty. The hustle of both these teams. Oh, that's a great kick ahead pass. I saw that coming. Beauty stuff. Leia St. Pierre is not going to miss two in a row like that. Set up on a platter by Briggs. This is what I'm talking about. The better players that Briggs has around her, the better she looks and the better that team becomes. She makes people around her better. A little physical defense out top there by Leia St. Pierre. As the lead is now back to 7 for the Mystics. The team's 4th, so they're going to want to watch. Next one puts the freeze on the line. So watch that physicality here now. Oh, nice little fake and pop to the corner. Oh, and a beautiful follow. Grace Simpson just shed the attempted box out there of Sydney Balser. Just a great sidestep. Cut off there was Elbert, but she found a shooter on the wing and Briggs, but Briggs not able to get it to go. Down to 5 now. And the Freeze have a chance to bring it closer. Oh, yeah, I was going to say. Nice little kick save there from McAfee. The bad pass at her feet, nothing she could do. Almost got away with it. But Leah Corby checks back in for the Freeze here for the last minute and 12 seconds. Nice look to Leah St. Pierre. She took a smack there by looks of things. Nope, just popped out of bounds there by Corby. So Leonie Elbert now. Yeah, nice defense there. They had a bounce by the Freeze. Moncton got caught cutting away from the basket instead of coming to it. Double team there, but nice ball movement by the Freeze initially, but that second pass was no good. Picked off by Elbert. Elbert now. Boy, that was interesting no call. Maybe she tripped over her own feet, maybe. But no travel call, no foul call, and now picked up by Briggs, but saved by Elbert. Elbert now, 7 seconds left. She's going to drive. Miss, but good follow by St. Pierre. Can't collect, though. And squeezed there by McAfee. McAfee gets it back from McDonald. McAfee looking for Tamwine. Look at that effort there from Emily Briggs. Boy, I do not envy backcourts trying to play a full 40-minute game against Kelly Vass and Emily Briggs as the season goes on. You're going to leave with some bruises, and you're going to leave annoyed. Not to say you're going to always leave a loser, but those two are going to make you earn it, along with the rest of the backcourt here. But those two in particular, oh, nice look from Robbie Daly. They tried something different out of that elevator look, and they made it work and got Robbie Daly an open 2, and she's missed some shots early, but made that one. Down to 7 now in the first half here. Vass. Yeah, she just got her feet caught up under her and couldn't get it the pass where she wanted it. That's how the half's going to come to an end. A 34-31 Mystics lead. A very successful first half and fun to watch. So fans, that was a fun one. Everybody got in the game, showing the depth of both of these lineups this year. So good stuff from the Freeze and the Mystics. 3-point lead. As we go to the break, we'll see you back here in 15. Okay, do I hear myself?
All right, here we go.
Why is it? All right, fans. No, I don't hear anything. Yeah, I don't hear anything in my ears. Okay. Well, I'm gonna presume that I'm gonna presume that people can hear me and go. We'll get people. I'll get somebody to check it in a minute. All right, fans. If you can hear me, I hope you can. Welcome back to the second half of the Mystics and the Freeze. 34-31. The Mystics lead here as we get things going. Had a tough time making shots in the first half. Did the Freeze? But they start off with a nice possession. A little baby hook from Katie McAfee goes down. The lead down to one. Double J. Had some foul trouble the first half. Leah St. Pierre. Oh, nicely done there inside by Katie Daly, taking that away. Going coast to coast, but she doesn't finish. Good challenge there from Elbert, Leonie Elbert. She's going to go to the glass and try to lay it in. Good challenge there again by Daly. So I'm told that I am heard. Thank you, Tia Bailey. Tia, lifesaver in so many ways. So doing it amateur style here today, just myself and thanks to Adam Gould, the heavyweight voice out there, for giving us some hardware to make this work today. Long three attempt there from Daly is off. Vass gets knocked to the floor. Katie Butts, that's her third foul. That's a big one. Tamwine back in for Fredericton, an apt replacement to say the least. And you've seen the depth of these teams, the quality from 1 through 12 in both of these lineups. Lots of talent. Oh, look at that. Ooh, boy. I'd have something to say about that one, too, if I was Leah Corby. Looked like a clean strip from here live, but maybe some forearm, some elbow there, maybe. And going to the line for two free throws is Kelly Vass. Kelly played both Stu and Crandall University and excelled both places, and she gets the first one to go. Just toughness and defense has always been Kelly's calling card. But she's underrated on the offensive end of the floor. Never been a huge scorer, but she can set you up. If you're a scorer, she can set you up with a nice pass to the shooting pocket whenever you need it. And a spin there from Daly, Robbie Daly. As Elbert felt like she was straight up, but I think she was using a little hip check there on Robbie Daly. So Robbie's such a threat defensively and on the offensive end with those long arms of hers. She can shoot over you. Good rebounder. Trusted Jenna Jones here on this end of the floor. Looking to bother her with her length. Gets caught in a switch. Tamwine on Jones. Doesn't take advantage of it. Tamwine, a good defender as well. Elbert now. Oh boy, playing with her food a little bit. But nice defense. Beautiful stuff. Elbert went deep into her bag, trying all the tricks. But Katie Daly was having none of it. Forced to travel and turn over back to the Mystics. 7:37, clock running third quarter. Reese Simpson out top looking for an option. Robbie Daly. Watched closely by Elbert. McAfee to Tamwine. Short. Made a couple early. She's come up short a lot since. And St. Pierre, she's going to look to attack. No, now she finds Elbert. Elbert was calling for it early. Yeah. If I'm Elbert, I'm asking Leah, give me that one ahead of time. Leah, I think, wanted to attack for an easier 2 maybe. But that kick ahead was there early for Elbert. She would have had her feet set, walking into a 3. That's a shot you like out of the break. And Elbert, wide open 3. Daly now using that screen, getting all the way to the hole. Fredericton bench looking for a reach in there, but the referee saying it was all ball. Staying with the Mystics. Wiener accepting that screen. Oh, nicely done. Forcing that turnover. That was gorgeous by Miller. A little too strong on that floater there was Elbert. Elbert, though, fighting for it. Tries to get it to St. Pierre. Coming back was Simpson. It was at her feet. She couldn't quite collect it. Knocked it out of bounds. Staying with the Mystics. Oh, look at Leah carving out space in there. Oh, just mistimed her jump. I think she thought that was going to be a little straighter pass from Elbert. Elbert put a little heat under, a little air under it. That's the kind of thing you figure as the season goes on. They'll get a little more feel for each other as they play together a little more. Elbert and St. Pierre, that was really nobody's fault. St. Pierre carved out some nice space there. Elbert put a little air under the pass, which probably was needed. Just a little mistime. But you'll see that here as these players get to know each other a little better, play with each other. A lot of them have played, some of them played with each other. A lot of them have played against each other. They're very familiar with each other's games. But sometimes if you haven't played with someone a lot, you know, as you play with them more, you get to know them. Okay, they want that. They want a little air under that pass right where they're showing their hand, or they want a little more heat behind it. They want it in this shooting pocket, that shooting pocket. They want it higher or lower. You get used to playing with them. When the ball's swung to them in the corner, their tendency is to put the ball on the floor instead of take that shot. It's those things you kind of learn about each other as exhibition games and early season games go on. Jenna Jones is streaking there. Good coverage though from Jaden Penny. Oh yes, good idea. Jenna Jones though, as soon as she let it go, she's like, oh no. She didn't get enough air under that, but I think if she got more air on it, I think Grace Simpson coming behind her would have had a chance to pick it off. So good coverage there by Penny and Simpson. Oh, Jones is going to wide open 3. She's going to make that guaranteed. Saw it coming. Double J with the J. And that's her second of the game. She's going to make a lot of those this year. Oh, and out there to challenge is Abby Miller, knocking the ball away from Butts back onto the floor with her 3 fouls. Now they got to take a long 3, and as soon as she let it go, McDonald knew. Yeah, from 2 steps behind the line, that's a long 3. She had no choice. Briggs now back on the floor for the Mystics. Ooh, and knocked away from Engelhart. Out of bounds, going to go back to the Freeze. So it's Briggs and Engelhart, Double J, and Kelly Vaz and Abby Miller. The 5 for the Mystics. And it's Eve McDonald, Katie McAfee, Katie Butts, Jaden Penny, and Renee Goodman, the 5 for the Freeze right now. That looks like a travel, not called, as it was knocked away from Katie Butts, causing that jump ball. Coming back in now is Katie Daly for Goodman. It's going to stay with the Freeze. Eve McDonald going to check it in now for the Freeze. 5:29 remaining third quarter. Oh, that went for the steal, did Vass. And then a missed jumper and a box out there by Abby Miller. She doesn't mess around on those box outs. And hitting the ground on that attempted shot was McAfee. She was looking around for a foul. Looked like a good box out. She let her land. Abby Miller did, and then the contact. Oh boy, a little wild there from Briggs. Jenna Jones slaps her chest, saying that was my fault. Maybe she was. I think Briggs expected her to go further into the corner, and Jones was curling off that. Again, that's the kind of thing you'll see less turnovers like that as the season goes on. Briggs will get used to how Jenna wants to take that pass off of that cut. Good denial there from Abby Miller. Long three again. This one's true. Yeah, Corby. Nice offense from the Freeze. Haven't had a lot of success shooting from distance today. That might unlock something for Leah Corby. Down to 8. Oh, nice position from Abby Miller. Gets her own rebound. Little fadeaway. Calm and controlled inside there was Abby Miller that time. Didn't force anything. That's a long three attempt. That's question that one from Corby. Just got one out of the offense. You know, a couple passes wide open. Teammate generated that shot for you on the wing. Little heat check. It was just a little bit wild, not under control there from Corby. A little deeper than it needed to be too. Using that screen nicely is Elbert. Elbert sets up a long three from Balser. Balser didn't get it to go. A rebound there from Engelhardt. Engelhardt got it up on the glass. Looked to be bowled over, but the referees deemed it to be pretty good vertical defense there. Balser didn't get it. Miller did. Miller's going to get that shot up. Good position there by Tamwine fighting off Engelhardt. She got it to Corby. Corby now on the push. That's going to be an open three. That's a good shot from Daly. All Freeze underneath the basket, though. Nice work from Katie Daly on the opposite side. She was occupying two members of the Mystics. And when that ball was short, it landed right in the lap of the Freeze. Oh boy, that was a good idea. A nice look from Sydney Balser baseline to Kylie. Kylie just hadn't reestablished herself back in bounds yet. Good offense though, but Freeze being physical defensively. Making a little run here. It's back down to 4. Chance to bring it closer. Little handoff disrupted there. Nicely by Elbert. A shot went up from Butts that was long but rolled right back into her lap. Miller there playing physical. As is Trammell out there on Tamwine. Oh, a nice little look over the top though. Beautiful stuff. Calm and collected for the Freeze there. And Daly with the feed to Butts for the lay-in. Oh, pretty look. Trammell with a nice little touch pass. On the mark to Balser, and Balser laid it in. Back to 4 for the Mystics. 2:52 clock running. Tamwine. Little whirling dervish inside. Doesn't get it to go. She had an easier one. I think she just kept moving off that initial pass. She had a layup. But I think she thought the defense was close on her heels when it wasn't. Oh, another deep one. The range from Elbert, but long, wide left on that one. Stan looking to stay hot there was Elbert. Maybe she needs to back out another foot or two. The ones she made were way behind the three-point line. Maybe the general three-point line is a little too close for Leone. Tamwine up top, looking for Butts, wasn't there. Ooh, we got a wedgie. Call NBA TV. We got a wedgie. Who's going to get up? We need Doug. Yeah, call on Doug. No, we're getting a motion player out of the stands. Oh, I thought it was going to be Doug. Here comes E-Man. Is E-Man going to knock it out? Yes, he is. Attaboy. Emmanuel Ndachue. One of the early fan favorites, E-Man, for our motion. Just like these Mystics players, the nicest group of these Mystics players are about the nicest group of women that you're going to meet. And I'm sure I don't know the Freeze as well, but the ones I do know fit that bill as well. As Katie Butts lays it in. But the group of motion players as well. Some of the best people you're going to meet. And that's what's great about the sport of basketball in Moncton and Fredericton is the people you meet around the sport. That's as important as winning games is doing it with good people, and that's what this league and the Eastern Canadian Basketball League are all about. I've known most of these women on the Mystics team for a lot of years. Friends all, and these motion players that have been in town for the last 6 weeks, they've really been unbelievable guys to be around. So support your Mystics. Get out here to Trimble and check out the Maritime Women Basketball Association. Check out the website. Check out the social media. Make sure you know the schedule of games, where to watch them, where to come watch them in person. As the Freeze creating opportunity after opportunity here as the Mystics can't squeeze the orange. Jump ball, though, is going to finally take it back to the Mystics. 2-point lead here, 46-44. 1:18 left on the clock. Last now takes the feed from Balser, and she's going to attack Katie McAfee. Balser went down, pops back up. Abby Miller now. Driving the lane. Good setup for an open one with her feet set. That's the one you want to see Leonie Elbert take. In and out. Got robbed. Oh, and Abby Miller tried to slide over to take a charge. Was a little bit late on Katie Daly. It's only the third foul of the quarter, though. No free throws. A very cleanly played quarter so far. Wiener pops. Oh, that's a nice screen from Butts. Couldn't get it to go, though. Short there. See, they run some little options off of that out-of-bounds setup, and they keep getting good shots to the Freeze. Once they'll run this out, now they're back to that elevator look. McAfee catches, now down to Butts. Butts turns and fires. Doesn't get the roll. Good box out by Vass on Daly. Leah St. Pierre now, she wants it. Now gets it into. Nice fight there from Tumwine. Trakoff had position, but good fight there from Tumwine, and Trakoff not able to handle the pass off of her out of bounds. Good look from St. Pierre. Just didn't connect. 33 seconds. Clock running third quarter now. Little horn set for the Freeze. Nothing out of that initial look. Little handoff now. Daly comes and meets it. Oh, good look there from Butts, but nice rotation there for the Mystics. Good cut from Tumwine. And the block from Trakoff, but they're going to call it a foul. Erica Trakoff came over there and said no, but seemed to have committed some active contact by the referees. No argument from her, so I'm going to assume a good call. Not that I wouldn't with this crew. So down to a 1-point lead now with 13 seconds left in the quarter. Mystics can hold for one. Will they be in a tie game, or will they be looking to extend a 1-point lead here? We'll find out momentarily. It's going to be a tie game. Good fight back here from the Freeze to tie this game up here. 10 seconds left. What's Elbert going to do? Look for that screen from St. Pierre. No, she rejects it. Goes around it. Sets up Vass. Vass at the buzzer, and it goes. Kelly Vass. Trado from the 45 at the buzzer. And to the fourth quarter we go. And the Mystics take that lead back for free. I said Kelly, not the not the biggest scorer in the world, never has been, but when you need one, she can give it to you. And she gives the Mystics the lead back going to the fourth quarter, 49-46. So once again, fans want to get in another plug for the sponsors for the Maritime Women's Basketball Association and the Moncton Mystics. They want to thank Action Fasteners, Burger King, City of Moncton, Doyle Corporate Image, Discount Flooring, Dr. Jeff and Kim Mowat, Mexicali Roses, the Moncton Basketball Association, Moncton Honda, Rehab One, Rocket Printing, Dr. Tim Wallace, Toys for Big Boys, and of course, the founding partner for the Maritime Women's Basketball Association, Karen Phytoplankton. Karen Phytoplankton is such a huge supporter of basketball in the area. They supported our men's classic. They support the motion. They support, and they are a founding partner of this league, the Maritime Women's Basketball Association. So thanks to them for all they do for groups in the area. The MWBA also wants to thank the Maritime Broadcast Association and Eastlink for the partnerships. And Cushman and Wakefield, Reality Atlantic, Garrison Brewery, Cox and Palmer, Maritime Broadcast Association, like we said, Dairy Farmers of Canada, and Support for Life for their support. And finally, Rehab One. They do such a great job with the motion and the Mystics. We want to thank them for their help as well. Now I'm being asked to pick MVP as well. Do you want me to sweep the floor in between the quarters too, people? What am I? All right, I'll pick him. I'll do it. Tanya Everett Photography. Didn't mention Tanya Everett Photography. Tanya up here telling me you gotta pick MVP, but I'm gonna do it for her because she does so much for all of us around here. Anything for Tanya. She does an unbelievable job. And she's a photographer in name, but she does a lot of extras for the basketball community, for us again at the Hoop Classic, for these Mystics, for us with the motion. She does extra stuff that you wouldn't expect a photographer to do, and she does it without asking for anything extra. She just does it. She loves hoops. She loves the community. She loves the players that she takes the pictures of. So shout out to Tanya Everett. So here we go. Fourth quarter, 49-46. Bodies hitting the floor as they've done all game. And driving in there was one of the dailies. Katie, in this case. She's going to go to the line trying to bring this game closer. So now my job is to pick game MVP. Well, we'll see how this fourth quarter goes. I've got a few thoughts in mind already. Miss Kelly Vass is on that list with all of the charges taken, the big three she made. Jenna Jones has made a couple of shots. She has a good fourth quarter. She'll be on that list. Abby Miller, she's on that list. Elbert, also on the list. Elbert with the take, can't finish. A little reach in there on the way by from Simpson made her adjust. And just falling down there was Daly, but found its way around to Robbie Daly. Robbie Daly drives baseline. That's a tough floater, but she gets it to go. That's not an easy shot. Wrong-footed. You gotta have some kind of skill in your game. Good kick to Jenna Jones from that 45. She's made one from there. Doesn't get it this time. Back rimmed and run down by Katie Daly. Robbie Daly now. Inside to Butts. Butts to the turnaround and the 2-point lead. Back to the freeze. Butts has been terrific. Nerman's had a little foul trouble. Had to go in and out. A little double screen set at the top. Robbie Daly doing a terrific job on Elbert. That's going to be a three from the wing from Miller. I said not her game, the three-point line. 2 steps in, done. She is terrific from that distance. Good defense from Leah St. Pierre, but the rebound and the finish from Simpson. Now a run here from the freeze. Looking to stop it was Miller, but Wild on that layup attempt that Jenna Jones wasn't able to collect, and now the freeze. Oh boy, the three from the wing. That would have been maybe a timeout for the Mystics, but short on that one, collected by Elbert. And the Mystics need a score in the worst way right now. Elbert, that's clever to set up Vass. Vass long on that three. Good setup from Elbert. A couple dribbles away from Vass. Knew she'd attract a couple of bodies. Just didn't go. Robbie Daly stepping into one. That's short. Missed the box out there to Elbert, and Daly was able to follow. That little jumper from the wing from Butts was wide, though. Oh, and a little high there, the pass from Miller to Elbert. Out of bounds. 7:24 on the clock, and there's going to be a sub in for both teams here. Briggs is going to check back in for Elbert. Shout out to some people listening out there in listening land. Again, Tia Bailey, my stalwart friend and marvelous in-house announcer for the motion. And again, a shout out to Andy Sharp, who does a terrific job with the Mystics here. And Maureen McIntosh, local basketball super fan for all things hoops, gives a shout out. Thanks for listening, Maureen. I know the Mystics and the NWBA appreciate everybody that can't make it in person to the gym, listening to the live stream. Good ball movement by the Freeze, but good rotations over and over again by the Mystics, and they force a turnover. And here comes Vass. Vass sets up Briggs. Not there. Briggs. St. Pierre. Oh, the dive from Miller. Just a little bit wide for her. Oh, she gets it to St. Pierre. Clever play. St. Pierre spinning and getting raked across the arms there from Grace Simpson. So a little clever 1-2 there from Miller and St. Pierre. St. Pierre just didn't quite connect to that initial pass. St. Pierre was so smart there, and so was Miller. Miller ran it down in the corner. Leah dove right behind it and carved out a space to make herself available for Miller. And Miller, unselfish. A good big-to-big passer, Abby has always been. So 2 free throws for St. Pierre, and the lead is back to 2 now for the Freeze. Good start to the fourth quarter from them. Mystics have fought back a couple times in this game from 7-point deficits. So they've got another much smaller comeback in them. I'm sure they do. Oh, good feed to Tumwine. Tumwine has it taken, though, by Jenna Jones, and then she's hit by Eve McDonald. So if the camera looks a little shaky, fans, we've got our amateur setup in here done really nicely by Kim Sinclair, another one of the invaluable members of this American Women's Basketball Association Moncton Mystics team. Couldn't do it without Kim Sinclair. She set us up here with her camera, her iPad and her camera, and that's how we're bringing you this game. Kind of low tech, but thanks to Adam Gould, the Heavyweight Boys, for lending us some other hardware so we can get this game broadcast. Of course, it's going to be done going forward. Maritime Broadcasting System in Eastlink's going to be doing the games, all the games. This exhibition game we wanted to bring you guys anyway, so we put together the effort here. So Alvo Tour on the camera work, thanks to him. I'm Dave Tingley bringing you the game here, and Kim Sinclair did the tech work, and Adam Gould with the hardware. It's a team effort around here. And we love being involved with both the guys and the girls. And the Mystics show their love to us by Judy Boutour. She's the organizer of the squad on the scorers table for both the Mystics and for the motion, and helped out the Eastern Canadian Basketball League a lot. Traveled to some away games to help them as Leah St. Pierre drives and lays it in. Back to a 2-point lead. And helped a couple of our new teams in the league this year in the Eastern Canadian Basketball League to make sure their scores tables worked as efficiently as the motion do, and everybody's done a terrific job in that league, and they do a terrific job in this league. As Katie Butts using those long arms and that size to her advantage. You got to push her further away from the hoop than that. Bass on the attack finds Briggs. Briggs with a long three. Oh, looked good, but just on the side rim. Jenna Jones couldn't run it down. Almost ran out into the Harrison Trimble parking lot. So just over 5 minutes remaining. 57-53 here. I'll have to call in some. When you get calling these games, you don't really. You're in the moment. You don't really go, okay, collectively, who's been the best player? Always. Not how mine works my mind works when I'm doing the games always anyway, especially by myself. You got to pay attention to everything as Katie McAfee turns the corner and drains a jumper and pushes the lead up to 6 now for the Freeze. Getting a little separation here. Owen St. Pierre at the high post. Step through move. Oh boy. That was well covered by Katie Buck, but it didn't matter. Just Leah obviously loves that move. Butts. The rebound not able to be secured by the Mystics that time. Now they do on that second opportunity. And it's Kelly Vass now pushing the pace a little bit. She's going to use the screen of Jenna Jones. Yes, she is. She's going to use it to set up. Oh, nice little 1-2 to St. Pierre. No, she's short on that one. Oh, are we back? I think we're back. Okay. I think we're good. If somebody can message me and let us know that we're back. We had a little minor issue there. I'm going to rely on Tia and Maureen out there, or whoever else is listening and has my number, to confirm that we're back up. I think we were gone for a few seconds there, but we figured her out. I think Kim was getting some messages on her iPad from somewhere. So back to 5. Mystics now. Under 4 remaining. Yeah, we have some minor, oh boy, Briggs is blocked there, trying to get all the way to the basket. We have some minor disruptions here for a few seconds at a time, fans. Bear with us here as we get down to the last few minutes. Oh boy. That ball came upon Abby Miller quicker than she expected there. Off the rim. She had nice position, but off her hands out of bounds. Back to the Freeze. Nice job there by. Go back. Sorry, fans. I thought we were out again. Back, and that's. Yeah. So Bowers with 3. Oh boy. Over the back goes McAfee, but retained possession. Now the Mystics go back to work. Stuck 8. This is a huge one. In and out for Helbert. That would have been big. And now just a lid on the hoop for the Mystics lately. And Freeze are taking advantage. They've been a really efficient scores. Yeah, that's a really nice play by Briggs. Fighting over the top of that screen. And the hip check from Butts. That's going to be her 4th. And timeout Fredericton. So the Mystics now stuck 8, 2:40 remaining. So 2:40 remaining, down 8 here, fans. I hope you've enjoyed this first game of the Mystics exhibition season here as we head towards the start of the season. As we announce the 50-50 winner in the building, Andy Sheriff getting that done. Looks like we got a winner. Always an extra bonus. Coming to the hoops, local hoops matchup and going home with some money. Don't worry about it. I think we're still broadcasting. Somebody would tell me if we're not, hopefully. And me saying this out loud will really trigger someone to tell me if we're not on. So, Kim Sinclair's, oh boy, and a steal right off the jump from Corby. Oh, and a missed opportunity there to go up 10. Mystics now have a chance. Big swing here potentially. Three from the wing, no good, but run down by Briggs. Second opportunity, Briggs is going to pop another three. Oh, good fight there by Abby Miller, but blocked. The action back and forth. Katie Butts with a defensive play there. Mystics looking a little bit rushed, a little bit more panicked than they need to be. They don't need threes here with the still over 2 minutes left on the clock, but that's what they've been throwing up for the most part is threes. Nice little strip from behind there by Kylie Balser. Defensive stops and scores needed here very quickly. And yeah, here comes, I was wondering if Leah St. Pierre was going to check back in, and she does come back in for Kylie Balser. They're going to need her size defensively and her explosiveness offensively to bring this back. Abby Miller, yeah, she tried to be physical there with Katie Butts, but Katie Butts was clever there on the sideline, maneuvering and getting that shot. Another deep one from the Mystics. Just they're taking the first available perimeter jumper here the last few minutes. They go back and watch this tape. I think they'll see the folly in that these last several strings of possessions here. Oh, nice little roll by Butts. The pass from Katie McAfee didn't quite make it through. Fourth on Abby Miller, and the fourth in the team in the fourth quarter. The next one puts the freeze on the line. If they don't get a stop and a score, they'll probably start putting them there. Ooh, Robbie Daly is wide open for a reason. And that's going to be 5 on Katie Butts. I think you'll see Tamwine check back in here. So 1:17 on the clock, and they're going to need a big run here. Stuck 10. Stops and scores. If it's me, I get the ball inside to Miller or St. Pierre as quickly as humanly possible instead of relying on these three-point attempts. Boy, that is some defense there. Oh, Leah St. Pierre did a terrific job. And if I'm the freeze, I'm upset about that no call as well. Looked like Leah leaned right in. Looked like Daly took one on the chest. No call, but freeze. Happy ending after all. No problem. 65-55 is the lead. It looks like the Freeze are going to come away with a big win. So now my big job the last minute since this game's decided. Now I got to decide who the player of the game is. Oy. I don't know who to pick. Abby Miller was strong early. Hasn't had a great second half. Leah St. Pierre, she's had her moments. Naomi Elbert drained some long threes. So did Jenna Jones. I might be leaning towards Bass with all of her charges taken at a big three that she made to end the third, but I'm not sure, boy. I'm going to rely on some help from some people, I think. We almost fallen over. Oh, a double team, and she splits it. Nicely done by McAfee. And then Kelly Vass came in, thought she forced a travel, but no good. And Jones is fourth. That's going to go take McAfee to the line. So as long as Fredericton doesn't do anything crazy defensively and makes a couple free throws, they should be heading home, back down the TCH to Fredericton with a win. This isn't the last you'll hear of the Mystics. They didn't play, I'll tell you themselves, they didn't play very well offensively here in this, especially in this fourth quarter. But throughout the second half, they've been stymied a lot more by this Freeze defense. Now St. Pierre's going to try to create something off the top. Vass now on the penetration. Kelly Vass all the way. Down to 10. Choosing not to foul and extend it. That's actually a good foul, Leo St. Pierre. That speeds things up. They get some misses at the line, get a quick score. Now you're back in business. They weren't electing to foul right off the bat. Samwine. I said they just need to make a couple free throws. Samwine makes the first. So as long as they're not too wild with them, down goes the second. That's now. Probing, finds Miller. Nothing there. She's going to drive it left-handed, leaves it for Leah St. Pierre. That's gorgeous. From Abby to St. Pierre. Back down to 10, and Freeze are just going to dribble this one out, more than likely. So good performance. That was a little smack there on Corby from Vass, not called. Predator will probably just dribble this out and send you home. So fans, like I said, check out the Maritime Women's Basketball Association website. Check out the social media. Find your schedules. Find where to watch the teams on the live stream. Find all this stuff. This is going to be a fun year of basketball. And it was a fun game in here at Harrison Triple High School. 69-59, the final. The Freeze take it home. Won't be the last you hear from this Mystics squad. I hope, Mystics fans, you learned a lot about your team. I sure did. They got some shooters. They play defense. This is a lot deeper team than it was the first year, so this is going to be fun stuff to watch. Thanks for joining us, fans. We'll see you here next time. I'm Dave Tingley. You have a pleasant rest of your weekend.